Welcome everyone to today's presentation on holistic emotional intelligence presented by Dr. Wanda. I'm Arlene Dilworth, the chair for the Houston chapter of the Society of Emotional Intelligence, and I will be your host today. And I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Wanda to the presentation. Wanda, can you tell us a little bit about your background in emotional intelligence?
Yes, first of all, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so happy to be able to share with the audience different knowledge and a different perspective about emotional intelligence. I am a former chemist. I learned about emotional intelligence back in 2000 when I was working for Johnson & Johnson, and the CEO of Johnson & Johnson read the book. He passed on it to the different managers in the company, and we at the different operations we receive a copy, and that was a great point to start my self-study in emotional intelligence through the years. Then when I decided to do my master's degree, I covered the topic a little bit more, but not until I complete my doctorate degree in holistic health that actually really clicked with me. Because based in Chinese medicine, when you block your emotions, you block the energy of your body that keep you healthy. And that makes sense to me. We need to learn to manage our emotions, to be healthy, to be productive, and to have better interpersonal relationship. And at that point, I start my journey of sharing emotional intelligence, the holistic model, and it has been an amazing path.
Wow, that's really interesting. I can't wait to hear your presentation today. Well, I can't think of anything else we need to cover, so why don't you go ahead and take the floor. Wanda, it's all yours.
Well, thank you so much, and welcome to Emotional Intelligence and Health is all about energy. Today, we are going to cover different definitions that make the holistic emotional intelligence model so unique. And also then we are going to identify if we have emotional energy stagnation and what that means. Because at the bottom, we want to be healthy. And to be healthy, we have to keep the flow of energy in our body. And that means don't block our emotions. Well, emotional intelligence, and this is a really well-known definition for a lot of us, is a set of emotional and social skills that influence the way we perceive and express ourselves, that this is so important, develop and maintain social relationship, how we engage with others, cope with challenges, and use emotional information in effective and meaningful way. This is the definition that we are used to know, and also it's based in EQI 2.0. Our definition is a little bit different because we actually use the emotions and the emotional intelligence skills because we recognize the power of emotions in human energy. And that could happen in any of the 8 areas of holistic health: individual, emotional, intellectual, mental, physical, social, financial, and spiritual. All of them, if we block our emotions in any of them, influence our energy. And the benefits of this model is that you're going to learn to don't sabotage your own health, your productivity, and your interpersonal relationships. In Chinese medicine, as I mentioned, everything is all about energy. 6,000 years ago, they didn't have X-rays, MRIs, sonograms, or any of those techniques and instruments that we have today. They have to observe the body. They have to feel it. And they know that blockages in energy cause illness. This is the foundation of acupuncture and other modalities that when they notice blockages, they unblock you with a stimulant that actually keep that energy flowing. We can do it actually consciously with the emotional intelligence skills. And we also use a lot of coaching skills because is a way to apply emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence in the holistic or in any model could be a little bit abstract, and we need a methodology. We need to know how to apply emotional intelligence and the power of emotions. And we use how we are going to define our goals, and we use emotions for that, design strategic plans, and monitor and measure the process. Let's start, because always we are really good in cognitive knowledge. We know a lot of theory about emotional intelligence, but actually how we apply it, how we could practice it in a 24/7 setting every single day, that we could be aware of how our emotions actually affect our body. In Chinese medicine, block emotions translate in pain. There are a lot of different areas of the body that we could actually identify that we have discomfort, tenderness, pain. And if we really pay attention, the physical signal, the pain, is going to follow the emotional signal that sometimes we ignore. And the emotional signal follow the energy blockages. If we could be more sensitive to ourselves and take the time to connect and listen, what is going on? How do I feel today? We are going to be able to be more proactive, and don't wait that the body actually send you the signals. When we feel pain, when we feel discomfort in our body, or even sometimes worse illnesses and conditions, we could actually identify that we were holding a lot of emotions, stress, depression, sadness in our body that is wasting our energy. Every time that we use to back and forward thoughts that are not positive, is energy that we are wasting. Every time that we tense our muscles, is energy that we are wasting. Every time that we talk in a way that we move our body, or just overreacting to a situation, we are wasting energy. That is energy that belongs to the immune system. Most of the people, when I ask in different presentations, how many systems do you have in your body? They don't even know. We actually have 11 systems. 11 systems that your body, your budget of energy have to sustain. We need energy for the digestive system, the reproductive system, the nervous system, the respiratory system. But sometimes we don't have enough to sustain the immune system, that is probably the last one on the list, because the brain is not going to stop for you to heal yourself. Your heart is not going to stop for you to heal yourself. That means that our budget of energy have to be plenty to actually have for all the different needs that our body has. The most important thing is connect with ourselves. How many times during the day we ask, how do I feel? I feel good, I feel amazing, I feel comfortable, or I feel uncomfortable, or you know what? I feel bad. This is unacceptable. And we need to recognize, how do we feel? How do I feel in this particular situation? And if I don't feel how I want to, what I'm willing to do? Because if you spend time in the same situation, uncomfortable situation, you are wasting time. If you are dealing with something that is not acceptable for you, you are wasting energy. That means that we need to develop plans to move from not acceptable to amazing. And what that means for you, because amazing have different definitions. For me, could be happy. And then I'm going to ask, what means be happy? Because happiness could have a different definition for everybody. That is the beauty of diversity. That is one of the areas that here at the Institute, we cover and we train people how use emotional intelligence also to enhance interpersonal relationship, taking in consideration the diversity of this world. This is our model. Our model is cover 8 areas of holistic health, and each of them is important because we could be blocking energy in any of them. We are going to go through each of them to help you to identify every or any area of stagnation. In my book, Why I'm Not Happy, the first step is identify. If you don't identify that you have a problem, an issue, a blockage, you cannot solve it. You cannot do anything about it. That means that you have to be honest with yourself and take the responsibility to identify where I need to improve. And then, if you're willing to improve, how you're going to find those tools that are going to help you to move forward and achieve the goal that you want to. Let's go with individual health. That is the first area. Actually, when individual health is related to your life purpose, actually who you are. And the question is, do I know my life purpose? And also, if your life is aligned, if you are living aligned to your life purpose. Sometimes I ask people, which is your life purpose? And they don't even know. And then, which are your core values? Core values are so important because every time that we act or we see something that go against our core values, a response is going to be there. And that response, we could actually be proactive and waste or invest the less amount of energy on it, or we could lose the control of it and waste a lot of energy, because definitely it's going to be a trigger for us when we act out of our core values. Also, our gifts and talents. Which are those gifts and talents that we are really, really good, that we could strengthen and we could take to a higher level? If the person is not acting, if it's not living according to the life purpose, core values, and gift and talent, probably there is a blockage there. We have to develop a plan to actually increase the energy flow. That is going to give you self-esteem and high confidence in yourself. That is the who I am. In Chinese medicine, that translates to the first energy center that give you the confidence, the who you are, to stand by and be able to start to have a great support and belief in yourself. Emotional health is when we have the tools to manage emotional triggers. We all are different. We need to know what trigger us and have plan A, plan B, and plan C. But sometimes it's really hard to prevent those. But what we need to know and we need to have in consideration is how I'm going to manage this situation that actually I could spend or use the less amount possible. Remember, my budget of energy is to keep myself healthy, productive, and good interpersonal relationship. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste my energy overreacting for a situation just because I was triggered. Also, which are my emotional memories? Those experiences in the past that waste my energy because I spent so much time thinking back and forward, and I cannot change it. I cannot change that. What I could do is see those memories as learning experiences and use them as platform to move forward. How those experiences could help me in my future. How I could take that experience and actually put it in action that I could achieve my goals maybe easier and faster. And those emotional attachments, those are really important to identify, because when we lose any of them, we are going to go through the process of grieving. And if we don't go through a natural, healthy process of grieving, we are going to waste a lot of energy. That means that more prepared I am and more recognize those attachments, I'm going to be able to save a lot of energy in the process in case I lose anything that really is important for me. And recognizing that it's normal, that everything in life is a circle that we are going to handle, and how we cope with those challenges is so important, and that we could do it in the most saving mode of energy, because I want to keep my health intact. Intellectual health. This one is really important, because sometimes we think that we are not enough because I don't know something. No one knows all. That means that what I have to do is identify what I know and what I don't know, and see which are my options and what I'm willing to do to improve. Instead of be back and forward, wasting energy thinking that I'm not enough, that I don't know, which options or where I could find information. In these days, the information is available for us. We have internet, we have libraries, we have mentors, we have universities. We could find information. Just we need to define what I exactly want to know, and until which extent. I want to be a master on this, or I just only want to be informed. And this is a question that I have to answer, because depending on the commitment that I have with myself to learn, I'm going to invest in time, energy, and probably money, and which is my willingness to invest those resources to learn something. How bad I want to learn? This is a question that only the person could answer. And it's really important, because this particular area deals with the energy center that we call it the solar, that is in the stomach. And when we don't know what to do, we are affecting the energy flow of the stomach, and a lot of illnesses and conditions related to the digestive system are related to it. Mental health is when we actually achieve that level of awareness, clarity, and stability. And what that means really means that you have harmony between who you are, what you know, and how you feel. And you are able to communicate it. And you have that clarity that even though you don't know all, you could find answers. That even though you feel in a certain way, you have options to react. And even though you don't know your life purpose or maybe your core values, you could actually find them and align yourself to it. You always have the opportunity. Every day you have the opportunity to decide to live according to your life purpose. And that stability and that clarity is going to reflect in how you behave. Actually, your physical health, your body behave voluntary and involuntary. You cannot tell your heart to stop or to slow down when you are suffering of fear or you are scared, or you cannot even tell your nervous system, your brain to stop, or your lungs to stop. You could also modify the way how you move, and you could modify the way how you are inhale and exhale, but the body is working 24/7, 365. What is important is that we be aware of our body language, our facial expression, the tone of the voice. That is so important. It's not what we say, it's how we say it. And our tone means a lot. That is going to regulate the body, the physical body, how we move, how we respirate, how we actually, our digestive system is so important. All the 11 systems need a lot of energy. Each of the cells is working, and we have around 37.2 trillion of cells, and all of them are working every second. The DNA is replicating every second, and a mistake in the replication of the DNA could cause a lot of damage in our body, even cancer. That means that we need to be aware of how we treat our body. And those systems, the endocrine system is one of the systems that women have more issues because the thyroid deal with the metabolism. We want to lose weight and the body doesn't respond like that. What is going on? Sometimes when we don't express ourselves, we hold our emotions, we don't talk, we are putting a lot of pressure on the area of the throat, and then that put a lot of pressure in the thyroid. The thyroid is that amazing butterfly that is in our throat, in our neck, and that take a lot of pressure. That affect their performance because it's not getting enough oxygen because the body, the muscles are tight around it, and that affect the thyroid performance. That is going to affect your metabolism and also your bone density because also it's related to the calcium that we produce in our body, and how we deal with the bone density is so important as well as the metabolism. When we learn how to communicate, how we express our emotions, how do we feel, and find the different practice. The thing is practice those skills of communication that we don't block the emotions and we don't block the energy at the thyroid level. Social health, actually. And here is the area that we waste a lot of energy. Because in our relationship, we could be really aware and conscious of how I'm going to do things in my end, but when we deal with people, we are adding an extra variable that sometimes we don't even have control because we cannot control other people. We cannot control our friends, our family behaviors, work, intimacy, community, and the environment. How is our relationship with friends? What I'm looking for? Actually, what means friendship for me? And this is so important to define because sometimes we call friends people that they are really your friends. What means friendship? And I'm not talking about Facebook friends because sometimes we don't even know those people. It's people that you could trust. Who is your support system? Who is that person that you could call at any time and vent and talk and articulate that you actually could vent those emotions and don't block it? I always recommend to go to a coach because it's a safe and confidential environment, and most of the coaches are follow the HIPAA law that we don't share the information of our clients to anybody. And you want that. You also want a space that you don't be judged or criticized, because sometimes when we vent, we want to be authentic. We just want to say what we feel and find that place to trust and be vulnerable is really hard. And this is why sometimes we blockage, we hold it, we don't talk. We prefer I don't even going to say anything about it because we don't want to be criticized, we don't want to be judged, or simply we don't want to invest time or waste time talking about it. But if you feel that that is bothering you, then you have to talk about it. You don't want to those staying in yourself that then later you develop post-traumatic syndrome, because those traumas or those incidents stay in yourself and then you don't know how to manage them. Friends, you could pick your friends. Family, you don't. You can't pick your mom. You can't pick your siblings. You can't pick your kids. They have their own personality. And sometimes they are not really aligned or in the same frequency of you. You have options. You could actually help them to improve their performance, or you could pick the doses, how much time you're going to be investing on them. Remember, you cannot change anybody. That means that it is your decision to decide how much time you are going to be investing in a relationship, especially if it's a dysfunctional relationship, if it's not healthy. At work, well, Some people said that they don't have control of it because we depend of our paycheck and we need the money. And sometimes it's really hard to find another job. Well, that is an option. Always the option of finding a new job if the environment is unacceptable is there. But if not, which other options do you have? You could change department, or you could try to be the element of change with your behavior, to teach others how to communicate, to teach others to have assertiveness and empathy, to teach others how you solve your problems, how you communicate, how you have those interpersonal relationships at work. And you could be the model, you could be the example, but that doesn't guarantee that it's going to change. That means it's a decision, it's a risk that you have to make. How much energy and time you're going to be investing on that workplace. In intimacy, well, you just could pick your partner, your couple, but sometimes you are in relationship already that the people doesn't grow at the same level, doesn't grow at the same time. And that gap creates a lot of conflict. And I have a lot of couples that go to my practice because they want to learn how to actually align their frequency to experience that Mobius of energy, that they could connect, that they could click, and actually enjoy a better and healthy sexuality. You cannot give yourself and your body and your soul to anybody if you are not clicking, if you are not connecting, if you are not in harmony with them, because that means that you have to ask yourself, how is your intimacy and what you are willing to do? Which tools do you need to improve and achieve the life that you want to enjoy? The community. Sometimes we don't even understand what's going on in the world, in the society, in our community, because everybody's different. Diversity is huge, and everybody is based in culture, tradition, past experiences, education, connection to God, belief. Everybody's different. The important thing is the attitude, how we actually interact with other people, how we open up, how we listen to others, how we could be in agreement that we are in disagreement, and be okay with it, without trying to control, judge, criticize other people. Because yes, I know that everybody's different. I know that my experiences in the past are different to yours, and that made me a person with a different perspective. But the thing is that basic stuff, if I'm going to judge everybody just because one person did something, I'm going to create a stereotype just because based on one story, how you are going to approach the world. And actually, if you don't feel comfortable, what are you willing to do? Which are your options? How you could find help? And with the environment, how is our relationship with the environment, with the animals, with the trees, with the water, with the oxygen? All those relationships affect people. Some people are really, really into Mother Nature and want to save the planet. Other people are not that much involved and engaged. How we actually communicate our belief and our commitment to the environment, what we are doing, all that is related to our social health. How we interact with others is a magical a situation, because it's all about awareness, it's consciousness. How much energy I'm willing to invest, or how much energy I'm willing to waste. Remember, don't sabotage your own health. That energy belongs to your immune system. That energy belongs to your body to be healthy, to be productive, to your brain to think how you're going to take your business to a different level, how you're going to do better at work. If you waste time and energy thinking back and forward, you are sabotaging your productivity and your interpersonal relationship. Because if you don't have good energy, because your emotions are negative, you're not going to be attracting good vibe, and people are not going to feel attracted to you. That means that your relationship are going to be affected at home and at work. And if it's in your business, you're not going to attract clients because energy cannot be faked. Financial health. This is really, really important because one of the areas that wastes a lot of energy is money and lifestyle. How do you feel in terms of your money? How do you feel in terms of your lifestyle? And if your answer is not, I feel amazing, well, then what are you willing to do? Which are your options? And actually, how bad you want it to improve your financial health? And this is so critical because if we complain every single day, we are wasting time and energy. But another thing is stop and think, which are the options that I have? Because we got options out there. There are different ways how you actually could increase your income, but you actually have to explore those options. And if you don't find one, where you could go to brainstorm. And then obviously I recommend to go to a coach that could brainstorm options with you. And then you are going to evaluate those options to see which ones are within your levels of tolerance and which ones are according to your resources that you, in your time, money, and energy that you are willing to put in, and to start to change your lifestyle based on the money in your income, because you have the potential. I do believe that everybody has the potential to do better if they are willing to design a strategic plan based on the goal. We first have to define that goal. What do I want? What do I want to experience? Which is the lifestyle that I want to? And then design a strategic plan, evaluating and exploring options that are going to be aligned to what I'm willing to do. And to start, don't procrastinate. That is one of the enemies for all of us, that we always put it there. One day I'm going to do it. Tomorrow I'm going to do it. No, start today. And if you start today, you are already going to start to enjoy the journey. Spiritual health is your belief. In diversity, we have different belief system in who you believe, and then how you practice those beliefs, that actually people could notice that your behavior is accordingly every day, 24/7, not only when you go to church, because then you have an internal conflict. You have to be honest with yourself and say, yes, I believe in this and I practice this 24/7, 365, and be the model and be the example for other people. When we went through those 8 areas of health, and if you identify that there are certain areas that you are not completely aligned, you don't feel completely yellow amazing, what are you willing to do? You cannot spend and live blocking or doing things that you are not completely fulfilling your life and your purpose, because it's a waste of energy and time. That means how you're going to develop an action plan that you could actually achieve that goal, how you want to feel, and define it really clear. What means for me feel amazing in my financial health? What means for me feel amazing physically is related to my health, is related to my weight. What means for me feel amazing in my interpersonal relationship at home with my mom, with my husband, with my wife, with my kid? What that means. And based on that, how I want to feel and what I'm willing to do, which are my options. And the most important thing, the commitment. How bad you want it. How bad you want to improve in that particular area. Because that is going to be the fuel that is going to help us to move forward. Design a strategic plan and then execute it. Because it's not just planning. You could plan your whole life, but it's not until the moment that you decide to start to take action that things are going to start to happen. And sometimes action is just the fact to go and talk to someone, to ask for help. What is the worst thing that could happen? That they say yes or no. If they say no, you find another person. And you continue looking for those mentors, for those options that are going to help you to move forward and achieve that level of energy flow without blocking in your emotions, because then you are going to receive those emotions as messengers, as the best friends ever, because they are the ones that are telling you you are doing good or you have to improve in certain areas. If we embrace the emotions of our messages and our indicators of performance, we are going to be so good, because we are going to actually take action based on those emotions without blocking those, without holding them, without suppressing them, without trying to avoid them, instead welcoming them, to use them as those mechanisms of indicators of performance. Questions. I have been talking and expressing all the how you could actually use the emotions in all the areas of the holistic health. But do you guys have any question? Arlene, do you have any question?
I really see what you're saying about and I always think of emotional health as, emotions as energy in motion. And so you're just applying that to all the different aspects of our being, and it just makes sense to me. I really have enjoyed hearing it.
Yeah, it's that awareness that everything that we do is going to go against our energy bank account. And when we have that awareness, we don't want to sabotage that. Because again, the most important thing for a lot of people is health, is productivity and interpersonal relationship. One, with the kid, with the husband, with the mom, doesn't matter who, is a relationship with someone. We want to fulfill those areas, and to be able to do it, we cannot sabotage that. That means that more aware we are that our emotions are helping us to improve performance, we are going to capitalize on them, and we are going to continue moving forward, and we are going to get the tools that to actually be better, to communicate better, to design a strategic plan to achieve those goals. And then we're going to be able to apply emotional intelligence in each of those areas and be better and enjoy life.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Well, just to wrap it up, welcome your emotions, give them the opportunity to connect. Try to take time in your busy agenda to listen to yourself, quiet the noises around you, and listen. How do you feel in each of the areas? And if you find in any of the areas that you don't feel amazing, and whatever that means for you, stop and develop a plan to improve. This is the main reason why you have to listen to your emotions and express your emotions, to find those options to be better. Don't hold it back. Don't block it, because blocking your emotions, you are wasting. One of the resources is energy, and one of the resources that is limited is time. Time that you spend going back and forward, thinking about that emotions without finding a solution, is time that you are wasting. You only have 24 hours a day. And if you waste big part of it thinking back and forward, you are sabotaging your life purpose. You are sabotaging your life. You are sabotaging your performance. And at the end, it's time that is not going to come back. That means that take action, connect with yourself, use your emotions, and if you have any question, you could actually call us 321-209-4379 or visit our website that is www.drwinstitute.org, and we are more than happy to give you more information how you could apply this and achieve those higher levels of energy.
Well, that's really good information, Wanda. Thank you for sharing it. And one of the things that occurs to me as I was listening to you is that one of the things that a lot of people think is important is that they have to be either happy or have positive emotions all the time, and ignore or push back or bury their negative emotions. And that's one of the things that I think you're really referring to is facing those negative emotions and understanding them, why they're there, and then working through why they're there and coming up with a plan to resolve them. Is that along the lines of what you're...
Oh yes, that is the fundamental. Is don't suppress them, don't avoid them. It takes time to listen and to translate that, what that means, and in which area is the one, because that is going to help the person to improve and to develop that plan to get out of that situation that is making them feel that way, and why I'm feeling this way, and what I could do and what I'm willing to do to feel better. And as soon as you come up with a plan, you start to enjoy the journey. And that is going to be a switch. And you don't waste more time and energy just being in that state. It's not that you are moving to a higher level of a state, more happy.
You know, one of the things I was thinking about was recognizing situations, for example, when I've been angry about something, and then taking the time to analyze it and realize that initially I thought I was angry at someone else, but really I was angry with myself. When I really thought about why am I angry at this person, it was because really deep down it was, you know, I felt like I should have done something different, or, you know, I didn't handle it right. And rather than accepting that responsibility, I was, you know, pushing that off on someone else. And so I think sometimes that's really a difficult, you know, path to find your way down, and recognize that, you know, that anger, sometimes it's justified, right? Where we don't want something, you know, something is wrong. You know, there's pollution or there's somebody who's being abused or anything like that. You know, that's different than when you're angry and then you realize, oh, well, I'm angry, but it's because I should have done, or I felt bad about something that I did in that situation, and I just push that anger off on someone else and take responsibility.
Yeah, you just say it. Responsibility is key. Who is responsible? Do I am responsible for this, and then what I'm willing to do? And if I'm not the person responsible, what I'm willing to do to bring awareness to the other people, and if I'm willing to invest the time and the energy to bring that awareness to them. If it's the community, if it's, like you said, pollution, what I'm willing to do to be involved in the world, in the society, in around me, what I could do social. That means my social awareness. But everything starts with us. If we waste a lot of energy and time, we don't going to have enough time. Remember, we only have 24 hours, and we have to be really honest with ourselves where I'm going to invest that time, especially because every relationship growth depending on the time, quality time that you invest on it. And you cannot, sometimes quality conversations takes time. And this is why sometimes we don't click and connect with others, because we don't have the time, or we don't put the time, or we don't allocate the time to have deep conversation that really start to peel those layers to get to the real person, to be able to really know that person or that organization or whatever we want to connect. And we need time for all those things. To really connect with someone, we need to invest the time to listen and to be able to peel those layers.
Yep, you're exactly right. We don't take the time, and it really does take time and patience and being open.
Yeah, I think that is practicing in our school. We actually said first you discover emotional intelligence, then you decide to learn it. Then when you learn it, you decide to practice it, and then you master it. If just reading about emotional intelligence doesn't make you an expert, that only means that you know how to read. You need to actually practice like the guitar that then you're going to mess up several times, but you are committed to actually play the guitar really good. The same thing with emotional intelligence. Every day you are going to be better. Every time you're going to continue practicing until one day is your modus operandum, that you're going to be so aware of your energy, of your emotions, how you behave, how you cope with challenges, how to respond, how you manage your emotions. That is your way of living, and it's going to feel so good to be able to don't sabotage your own goals and be aligned and be able to connect with others in this really diverse community.
Yeah, you're right. It does take a lot of practice, and the expectation is not to be perfect, but you recognize that every day you're going to meet different people, you're going to have different situations, and so it's just improving those coping skills and those communication skills and developing those strong relationships. There is no perfect. We can't be perfect, but we can definitely make all of those better and better every day. And so it's really, like you said, a journey, and it's a lifetime journey.
And we have to enjoy. We have to enjoy the journey since day one.
That's right. Well, this has been great information, Wanda. Is there anything else that you think that people would like to kind of know about holistic emotional intelligence?
Yes, well, if they want more information, we do have a certification in holistic emotional intelligence, and we have our coaching school that part of the curriculum is this class, because they receive a certification, a certified holistic emotional intelligence coach, and that they could actually apply this concept, and they could help people and facilitate the process to other people in any of the 8 areas of health. There is a lot of information. If you really think that this is something that you want to apply in your life and could be really beneficial for you and your family and your friends and the people around you or your clients, don't hesitate to contact us. 321-209-4379, or visiting our website, www.drwinstitute.org.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Wanda. We really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.